I really fucking love snacks.
Hello, welcome to Snack Time. I'm your host, Lindsay Adams, and today we have a very special guest, longtime friend, comedian, artist, cool dude, owner of a dog. Give it up. Start clapping for Kevin Christy.
Start clapping.
Start clapping. On default, I always say give it up. And it's honestly a nightmare.
I gave a speech at a funeral once, and the after the wake celebration thing. I swear to God, I almost said thank you for being at the Comedy Store tonight. Like it started to come out because I said thank you, and the rest of the sentence just began to come out of my mouth.
I feel like I would have said, like, you guys have been great. Thank you. It's a mental illness. I have a recording of me in my sleep where
those recordings are incredible.
Thank you.
They should be the most popular thing on the internet because they're so lucid and so threatening.
It's like, honestly, it's a blessing and a curse.
Wasn't the last one like, don't you know who you're dealing with?
It was like, I'm going to exterminate you one by one. I have to collect them all together. But there was a recent one I didn't post yet where I was like, I'm quitting stand-up comedy. And that was it. That was all I said. And all right. So I think I said I'm quitting stand-up. And right. Nick thought it was like 4 a.m., which is the normal sleep talk time. It's usually between 4 and 6.
Okay.
And he thought that I had been up all night worrying about my career and that I just like blurted out, I'm quitting stand up. And he was like, go to sleep.
But he also was like, finally. Thank God.
I know, exactly. He was like, just make a choice. Stop threatening it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I say give it up in my sleep. It's a nightmare. But I genuinely hope people gave it up when I introduced you just now. I guess give it up in the Discord that I just learned how to use.
What's that?
Discord?
Oh, it's a blog, right?
No, it's like a live chat.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy. You can just interact. Like now I can like interact with the people that listen to the podcast and be like, do you guys like these snacks? Okay. And honestly, it's just a ploy to get people to send me snacks.
Right.
So
giving people your address?
Well, I'm going to get a PO box, but I gave...
Please. What are we even talking about? Drive them over.
I'm just going to post
cool,
my
I'm coming
address.
From Denver. Can't wait to meet my hero and drink her blood.
I mean, good luck. You are likely to get stabbed before you reach my apartment in my neighborhood.
I have people, sometimes people want to send me stickers and I just have them send them to the Comedy Store.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it. Well, I looked into getting a PO box at one point and I felt like it was dramatic and expensive and there was none by me.
They seem like they're like oddly expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't it's the kind of thing that should be like $10 a month. And they're like, this one's $70 and it's the size of an envelope. They're like, oh, great.
Exactly. I'm like, actually, this should be free. I should have a mailbox at the mailbox store.
I will say the Comedy Store box where they put all the mail that people send comedians is pretty funny.
There's it?
Stupid shit in there.
Whoa. Do people send their own comedy? That's a yes, right?
No, well, that's not there's a different box for that, but it's called the trash can. But the box for fan mail is just like, it's just stuff sent to comics. Just,
Shit.
Please look at this. Tom Segura.
It's actually crazy that people write letters at all.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it, I think, is like a famous comedian will mention something on a podcast they like, and someone will be like, hey, I saw you like this, and just send them that stuff or send them something else they thought they'd like or whatever.
That's honestly such a dream. All I've ever wanted to do was get free stuff.
I was only offered like one or two things. I got offered Halo Top, free Halo Top ice cream.
That's a bad deal.
Yeah, and I just didn't reply.
I just got a free cat toy because Sugar Bear is viral on TikTok.
Okay.
So I got a free cat toy, and that was exciting for me. And yes, I did give them my personal address.
Cat people aren't murdering anybody.
I mean, I don't think so. I think like at worst, they would be like, here. I don't know. I feel like
do a tour. You could like do stand up at CatCon.
I mean, I would love it. The only problem is the cat people hate my stand up. Like I have like a stand up clip posted next to the viral clip of Shug, and there's like long explanations about why I'm not funny. And
I honestly, these people think they're something and they're not.
It's crazy. And there's a bunch of 12-year-olds who are like, they don't like, it's like, I go to their profile sometimes because I'm just like, who would write this? And then it's like, yeah, a 12-year-old would.
Well, it's like, okay, I'm 45 and it's like a 12-year-old can't make me laugh unless they just fall and feel pain. And I can't make a 12-year-old laugh for the most part. It's like, it's a mutually exclusive inability to please each other, which is how it should be.
100%. And there's a lot of I hate your voice. I love your voice. There's like a lot of, you're rude to your cat. So it's like, well, you definitely won't like my stand up if you think I'm being rude to my cat. So it's not anyway. I would do stand up. I mean, I would do stand up anywhere. That's the truth. I just said yes to a gig in Orange County. That should tell you where I'm at. Yeah,
that's not it's not ideal.
I was like, 7:30 Orange County. I love rush hour.
I try to stay on this side of the orange curtain.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, truly. Anyway, let's get into this.
Me. They're not going to like me. And the parts of me they like will bum me out.
Okay, that's a thing. I mean, this isn't a stand-up podcast, but this is important. Actually, it's a comic's job. Okay, I'm done. It's a comedian's job to be a
comic's job was, I wish I remember who wrote it, but it's a comic's job to drive the headliner to the mall. And I was like, you son of a bitch. You nailed it.
It's so good. Yeah. I mean, I get bummed out at the jokes that people like and don't like. But to be fair, the jokes I like are just like, they're not even, I don't even know if they're jokes. They're
not real jokes anymore. Like I can't like a regular joke. I have to like something that's either so stupid, I can't believe you're doing it, or it's so fucked up, I also can't believe you're doing it.
Exactly. Those are my favorites. But I think most people it's so funny because my therapist was giving me stand-up advice yesterday and I love her, but she was being really sweet. And she was like, maybe there's a middle ground where it's like, you give them a little bit of what you want, what they want, a little bit of what you want. And so,
where we find greatness is in the middle ground.
It is. It is. Mediocrity is where I it's not a fear of mine at all. It's not.
That's bought my house.
There you go. There you go. There's a banjo in the back.
That was a gift. I'm not that guy.
Okay. I mean, I think you haven't ever brought it on stage.
No, Marcelle can play it, but someone gave it to me as a gift because I mentioned once that I like the banjo, and that was it. I've never played it. I can't, and I don't want to learn because I feel like that's a lifestyle choice.
Can you sell it?
No, Marcelle likes it.
Oh, okay. Just to be clear, you guys, Marcelle was on the last episode. And if you haven't listened to it yet, it's great. She's great. We love her. This
Love
is
her.
her partner, Kevin.
We literally love her.
We literally love her. Kevin is literally in love with her at this moment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, wow, what a joy. I know. Wow, what a joy relationships are, as my husband is mad at me in the next room.
I mean, I'm on his side.
I know. Everybody is always on his side on default. They're like, what did you do? And I'm like, something horrible. So it's fair. Something very annoying. I tried to make him watch me do a dance that I thought was funny.
Marcelle does this thing, and now I do it now, where one of us will just dance randomly and we have to rate it 1 through 10.
Oh, I love that. That's so good.
And there's no warning. One of us, she'll just start doing it, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's a 7. That's a good 8." Whatever.
I just like, I'm always, our thing is like, he'll be playing music and I come in and I do like a dance. And if he's in a good mood, he laughs. And if he's in a bad mood, he ignores me until he goes, "Do you need attention?" And I'm like, yeah.
That sounds incredibly standard. That's just very normal. That's normal. That's a very
normal relationship stuff. All that you have to look forward to in a long-term relationship. Well, let's get into your fucking snack. This is a snack podcast. Let's get into the snacks. I'm excited because you chose Funyuns. You also mentioned the other one, which is great.
It's no longer available, though.
It's not. I looked it up. It's no longer available. What is the name of it again? Let me see.
Screaming Yellow Zonkers.
Yes.
It's like Fiddle Faddle, but without it didn't have peanuts in it.
It's owned by the same company that does Fiddle Faddle.
Yeah. I think they bought him out to kill him.
I have for Fuck, Marry, Kill Polly later. I basically used it to do stupid name snacks. And it's essentially everything owned by that Lincoln Snacks company.
Yeah.
Which is just like,
that's their gimmick. Call it something stupid.
It's call it something stupid. And then it's like, you have to go to the store and actively be like, time to get Fiddle Faddle.
Fiddle Faddle is probably the most normal title, that they.
Fiddle Faddle, Poppycock. It's like, how dare you?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably really old, though.
It is. I mean, I guess
all this stuff is like 1800s. Like it was like that time period. Like that, what a crazy product! Like,
I mean, you would be surprised. Most of these are mid-century into the 80s.
Okay.
So, I mean, most of like the processed snacks, just because World War II did a number on everything. And so they were like, how can we make things as artificial as possible? And people just started playing around in factories.
Yeah, they had like silos of stored food, and they're like, let's make everything like this.
Exactly.
Let's make every food last 100 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I guess I mean, a lot of it ended up for the best. Some of it died out. Also, there was always, and I always talk about this on the podcast, and it's so funny because my mom messaged me after, so much stuff in the late 90s and early 2000s became like extinct because of all these mom lawsuits, which is what I call them, because of like artificial ingredients and shit. And my mom was like, my mom had gone to law school for like 2 seconds, and she was going to go to law school to be one of those Karens.
Yeah. I wonder if that's why Snackwells kind of went away.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that was also tied up in like the diet culture craze of like, have you ever wanted a cookie that like tastes kind of bad so you know it's healthy?
To me, there was only one good Snackwell. It was that like chocolate covered, it was kind of a mound marshmallow, thin marshmallow and a chocolate cookie.
Yeah. What's the name of there's a better version that's like, they don't claim to be healthy. I can't think of the name of it, but there's
Not
like
a moon pie.
Yeah, it's kind of that, but there's
Moon
another
pies
one.
are flat and bumpy.
Yeah. Is
I
it
want
a
to say Malamar? Is
Yes.
it Malamar?
I want to say Malamar too. Let me
From
see.
Harry Met Sally, when he's laying in bed deciding whether to go chase down Sally's like, I'm sitting here, I'm watching a movie, or I think he's watching that Christmas movie, and he's like, I'm eating the greatest cookie of all time, Malamar's.
It is Malamar's. I just looked it up. Yeah. So it's like you could have Malamar's or you could have Snackwells. And
I at one point worked for Tom Arnold on a reality show. And he told me when he lived with Roseanne, she stabbed him in the kitchen because he ate all the Snackwells.
Oh my God.
And he wasn't mad because she stabbed him. He was mad because she ruined his best fat shirt. And he was like, every fat person has a shirt that makes them look the least fat. And she stabbed me in my best fat shirt. And he was like, God damn it, you ruined my best fat shirt.
That's so funny. I mean, honestly, that makes sense. So have you ever like injured yourself and like at the same time ruined like some sort of clothing, and that ended up being the worst part?
You like fall and ruin your favorite jeans. And you're just like, God damn it.
Yeah. I've done that with my car too. That's always how I end up feeling. I'm like, okay, well, thank God I hit the curb. But yeah, I mean, this is an ugly scratch.
Once you're not dead, all that matters is money. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's so true. It's so true. I was like, there's a part that is like body work where forgot what I hit. I hit something. It like nobody got hurt. But it's like starting to rust. And I'm just like, I'm literally not going to fix this.
Right.
There's no way.
Maybe just go on YouTube and learn how to do it yourself.
I would honestly love to. There's also a lot of like shops on the east side and like East LA where like you just bring your car in and they're like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. The mechanic industry is not like, the pricing is not solid. You can, you catch them on the right day.
Yeah, you're like, okay, yeah, I feel like I trust you. That works.
I think they also like for people like you and me who like don't know anything about cars, they kind of want to be nice to us because they're like, this idiot will come all the time if I'm just nice to him.
Yeah.
Like if you get treated nicely, you like, why, Mr. Willis?
Did he just jump out from under a blanket?
Yeah. Do you want to go in the living room?
If you're listening, Kevin has a dog named Mr. Willis, and he's so cute. He's just a precious angel.
The most terrifying breath in America.
I love it. I actually love Sugar Bear's breath as she ages. I did buy her dental wipes, but
yeah, as you truly devote yourself to an animal, you learn to enjoy their terrible breath. It's pretty weird.
It's actually incredible. I hate when people don't admit it. I'm like, if you don't love your animal's breath, you don't love them enough.
I'm not saying you huff it, like you're not trying to like,
sure.
But like when you get that like slight whiff of it from the corner of their mouth, you're like, that's my little buddy.
Yes, that's true. I also kiss her on the lips all the time. I'm so disgusting. Is cat
breath as bad as dog breath? I would think
sometimes.
No.
I mean,
okay. Cats' teeth, as they get old.
Yeah, like cats' teeth rot in their mouth eventually. Like it depends, but as they get older, they need like dental surgery and stuff. And so if that gets really bad, then that sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's fucking trucking along for 16.
Yeah. He's 12.
He's 12. Yeah, she's trucking along. My favorite thing to do is say kissies on the lippies and then just kiss her on the lips.
The look on her face was the best dry delivery. That was like Charles Grodin level dry. She just like,
I know. She's just kissies on the lippies. Okay. Anyway, that was for cat people that have started listening. I want to play 2 truths and a lie with Funyuns to see if you can guess some fun facts about them. Are you prepared for this?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So do you obviously know how to play two truths and a lie, right?
Kind of.
Okay. So there are two truths and you have to spot the lie.
Right. I didn't go to camp, so like I couldn't learn this stuff.
Look, I feel like I don't remember how I learned how to play this, but I was like, this is a dumb game. I love it. Let's do it. Yeah. It's also just a sneaky way to avoid me just running down facts about the snacks that I've learned and making people listen to me talk at them.
Sure.
So, okay, here are your three statements. The first one is Funyuns are vegan. The second one is past Funyun flavors included chili limon. Is it lemon? I feel like when I say limon, it sounds weird. Limon, steakhouse onion, and wasabi. And then the third statement, sorry, I really left that there. The third statement is Funyuns entered into stores in 1969.
I think maybe the lie is that they're vegan.
And you'd be correct.
Yeah, because they'd be telling everybody.
That's so true.
Vegans would be also telling everybody. There'd be shirts. If vegans could get away with Funyuns, they wouldn't have to talk about being vegan so much.
It's honestly true. If they're like, look, we can eat normal snacks, and
there's also there's no shitty snack food made without some sort of like chicken stock base.
Totally.
If it tastes salty, it has like a chicken broth something in it. Right?
It's actually buttermilk in the seasoning.
Why?
Yeah, it's buttermilk in the seasoning. I mean, like, to be fair, buttermilk is in like ranch seasoning, and I've been really into buying those popcorn seasonings.
Yeah.
And I usually end up just eating the ranch powder.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm
no, I mean, I understand eating powder. Like I used to as a kid at my stepmom's house where my dad lived, I would sneak into the garage, take 2 packets of Equal, pour it in my hand, and just lick it out.
Yes. And Equal was a good texture for that.
Equal was a great texture.
It was good. Did you ever eat lemonade powder?
Yeah, it was a little strong, but I've definitely done it for sure.
Yeah.
It would have been that like Crystal Light. I've eaten Crystal Light powder for sure.
Oh my God, yes. Crystal Light powder, 100%.
Crystal Light powder is good.
Crystal Light powder, okay. I am so glad you're with me on this because Crystal Light powder, it's like if we're going to eat like a baby bottle pop or a Fun Dip, it's literally the same thing.
Yeah, totally.
It's just a concentrated flavor. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It gives you diarrhea if you eat too much.
I don't remember.
I went through a phase recently where I was eating that and hot cocoa packets, and because I just
the only thing I remember really attacking my body like that was in the 90s. My mom must have gotten a deal on Hanson's Mandarin Orange Soda.
Oh,
like she shopped at this place that was like a little bit of a like discount, like a day old bread, like a bit of a poor person place.
Yeah. Okay.
We were like a little bit poor. And,
no, don't tell anyone that.
Right. But so it was Hanson's Mandarin Orange Soda. And so I was just like, and there was tons of it, like 24 packs stacked in the fridge. And I would just crush them. And then like 3, 4 in a row, 5 in a row. And then my friend Travis we would drive to school together because I didn't have my license, and he would get them too. And after like a couple weeks, he started calling it butt soda because it just made you absolutely shit.
That's so funny. Wait, so what was the snack environment in your house like growing up? Did you get to eat whatever you wanted?
I could eat whatever I wanted, but there weren't a lot of snacks at my mom's house for post-divorce. She kind of started phoning it in. God bless her soul.
That's the thing about it too. Like when you have the two houses, that's like other people that have come on. It's interesting that they'll be like, oh yeah, my dad's food was better 100%.
Well, both houses were really similar. It was a lot of like Weight Watchers, lean cuisine, microwave stuff. And then my stepmom she cooked. So there was like that kind of food, like ingredients and shit.
Right.
My mom's fridge had no ingredients at all.
Yeah.
It was just like soda and like chips and salsa always, because she knew I liked that. And then like in the fridge, in the freezer, I started convincing her to buy like a bulk frozen cheesecake situation.
Ooh.
Like a Costco thing. The big one that would have like 20 slices.
Yeah.
So there was always there was that in there a lot of the time. So I would eat that, just like a frozen piece of cheesecake every day.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you let it thaw or did you just eat it frozen?
I ate it frozen because it took longer. And like, to me, it was like kind of better frozen.
I'm a fan of things frozen that shouldn't be frozen.
Yeah. But it was great. I loved it frozen. I would eat it. I would eat frozen cheesecake right now. Also, Sarah Lee made a frozen cheesecake that you were supposed to heat up.
Right.
But I would just eat it frozen because there was like a frozen cherry top.
Ooh.
That was really good. And it just took longer.
Taking longer is key. I always need like activity within my food to slow me down.
How do you eat a Pop-Tart?
Fuck, that's such a good question. I always break it in half.
Oh, wow.
And then I pull the edges off. I eat it from the outside in.
I don't break it in half, but I eat the crust off.
Yeah.
And then I eat the middle.
I like to break it in half because I need to understand what it looks like inside to know the ratio and then how I need to do it.
Yeah, because sometimes the filling's a little thin. Like they didn't do it that well. My biggest problem is when they fucked up the frosting, when the crust is like huge. Like they didn't get the frosting all the way to the edges, which I think is more of a problem with the brown sugar cinnamon flavor.
Yeah.
Strawberry, like my two go-tos are the strawberry and the brown sugar one. Strawberry, the frosting is always kind of where it should be.
Right.
But that brown sugar one, every once in a while you get this like two postage stamps next to each other bullshit. And it's just like, cool, crust. Why didn't I just get a fucking toaster strudel with nothing on top?
Well, you know what's funny? I did like a whole Pop-Tart thing during the pandemic, and the brown cinnamon sugar ones actually had really like a great ratio of filling. I noticed. Oh yeah, the
filling wise, they're really consistent.
Yeah, like better than strawberry. Sometimes you get just like a thin layer.
Even blueberry.
Yeah, and blueberry are weird. I don't know if I like them.
I like them because the frosting's a little different. The frosting is a whole situation. It's not, it's kind of unexpected. You're like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever try the Froot Loop Oreos? Or not Oreos, the Froot Loop Pop-Tarts?
No, I don't like Froot Loops. I'm not a Froot Loop person.
Really?
No, I don't like fruity. I don't like that kind of fruity cereal.
What cereal do you like?
My favorite cereal is probably Honey Bunches of Oats.
Classic.
Which they tricked us into thinking was good for you, and it's so bad for you. It's like, it's Frosted Flakes bad for you. It's worse probably.
It is, because it's like honey coated nuts.
And the granola is tons of fat in it.
Oh my God. No,
but
it's
I love that cereal.
It's delicious. It's the same thing with Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran is so fucking good.
You remember Raisin Bran nut clusters?
Of course.
Those were really good.
They were very good. Now I'm shocked they don't have like Raisin Bran with marshmallows, which I would eat the fuck out of.
Yeah, I don't know why those brands don't just admit what they're doing. It's not like we're going to stop. Like they should just admit, like, look, we're lying. We've been lying. So here's some marshmallow bears. You know what? Crunch berries. Fuck it. Like Raisin Bran Crunch berries. You'd be like, dope.
Exactly. Well, they have like Dunkin' Donuts flavored cereal. They've got like donut cereal. Like all of like these brands have created cereal, and it's like
Cinnabon cereal.
Have you tried that? I haven't tried it.
I tried it a long time ago. It was great, but it didn't do to your brain what a real Cinnabon does. It tasted more just it tasted like a lot of cereal, 80s, 90s cereals.
Yeah, they phone it in a little bit. I tried the Donuts donut one, the powdered donut one, and that was actually really interesting. It was too sweet, but it was really interesting.
See, when it came to donuts, because they had them in the vending machine at my high school, I was the cinnamon brown sugar one only.
Interesting. Yeah, I was never interested in powdered donuts, and I still am not.
It's just I don't need to be like high school. You're so afraid of getting like if you had the smallest bit of powdered sugar left on your face, it's done. You're not going to prom. It's over with, man. Like you might as well just take all your boogers and put them on your forehead and like write booger eater and like then shit your pants. Like it doesn't matter. Anything noteworthy for the wrong reasons. Like go home. Just go home and ask to switch schools.
It's so funny. It's also really true. I feel like it got like that. I always think of the juice stain kid.
Yeah.
That was like, and I feel like that's a personality too. The juice stain
Well, it's
kid.
like the kid, I went to like an after school daycare in elementary school at a church. And like the kid who dipped his saltines in fruit punch, I was just like, there's something wrong there. Like that's wrong. Like you're like, hey, I love mush and I want it to be red and fruity, salty mush.
I've tried that, right. But it's not good.
I'm sure it's not like barf. Like you're not going to throw up, but you're also like, we could be doing other things with this. Like peanut butter. Put peanut butter on a saltine.
It does taste like barf actually, which is part of what was interesting.
Those kids also always had that ring. They always had a fruit punch ring.
That's the juice stain. That's the juice stain ring. And then also the same thing with the Oreo kids. The Oreo in the corner. It's the mouth corner.
I would never eat an Oreo at school. I would never eat an Oreo in fucking public. Even like if I've been at work and they're at craft services, if I'm going to eat an Oreo, I shove it past my teeth, like onto my tongue and kind of just like crush it with the sides and roof of my mouth. Because like, what are you doing to the poor makeup or continuity lady where you just look like you ate ants? Like,
well, if you can't wipe your mouth, that makes sense. If I ever eat an Oreo, I'm like very consciously like ripping my lips off, trying to make sure that there's not.
Yeah. Mouth corners are like, to me, a judgment of how one cares for oneself.
Thank you. Amen.
And I'm not even a self-care person. Like ask Marcelle, like she has to surprise me with moisturizer on my face. Like I'm being attacked, but like keep the corners of your mouth together, man. Because if you don't, you're going to get a mouth corner zit and then
forget it.
All right. Forget it.
Your life is literally ruined if you have a mouth corner zit.
Change schools, man. It's over with.
Change schools for sure. And now you have a brother. Did he eat the same kind of snacks as you?
No, Jeff is really specific. Jeff like solely loves barbecue flavored things. He is devoted to the flavor of barbecue in a way I've never met anyone like it. Like he'd bring his own barbecue sauce to like Wood Ranch Grill.
No.
Yeah. He loves barbecue food.
That's so funny. I like barbecue, but I've never been give me barbecue sauce with my French fries person.
I will say I love barbecue flavor for sure. Like I'll crush a giant bag of Lay's barbecue chips.
Yeah.
But I don't, you know what though? If I'm being honest, I went through a really long vegan chicken nuggets barbecue sauce phase, like those Morningstar ones. I was eating boxes of those at a time because it's just like a simple food. I am a microwave person. Like I was a microwave oven kid.
Yeah.
Because initially Marcelle was like, "Oh, you got what did you snack on?" It's like at home I didn't think of. I would snack on just like a microwave dinner. Like I would eat it. I'd get home from school. There'd be there was a brand called Michelangelo that made microwave linguine and clams.
I remember that.
And I probably ate that as soon as I got home, and then probably ate another one at dinner, or like a Hungry Man Salisbury steak thing.
Oh,
like lean cuisine spaghetti. There was a lot. I ate a lot of those.
Yeah.
Chicken fry, just like bad, like roadside diner food microwave. And I would just like I had my room. There was a TV at the end of my bed, so I'd just sit at the end of my bed and eat that while I watched whatever TV.
I fucking love that. What about the French bread pizzas microwave?
I love those, but the ones you put in the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
They were so hot. Also, my mother used to make fun of me about this. Any microwave meal that involved 2 bags, I'm out. Like if I have to combine the Alfredo sauce with the pasta, fuck yourself. Because why do I want to burn my hands? Like you had to take out a knife, like slash it open, and that didn't even open it. So you had it wasn't like you could open it all the way and then pour it out. Like you had to cut a slash. So then you had to burn your fingertips and then squeeze it out of this slash you've made in the bag. It was a fucking nightmare.
See, I just always put it on cold.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just put it on cold. I don't care. But lean cuisine, I had so many fucking lean cuisines in high school. They
made a good product. I'm not going to talk shit. They had a Swedish meatballs one.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I mean, also lean cuisine mac and cheese, Weight Watchers mac and cheese, the Hungry Man mac and cheese Salisbury steak combo. And for a while they were doing like a super Hungry Man that had twice as much of both. Well, it was probably 2,500 calories.
To be fair, I feel like the lean cuisines are snack size, and maybe
they were literally this
slob. Yeah,
they were the size of a slightly large, a media mail envelope.
That's how they got away with it being like, oh, look how healthy it is, and it's like, well, you're not eating a meal, you're eating a snack. So
it was like if you put it on a plate, it would only be like one side, and then you'd put if it was an actual meal, there'd be like potatoes and a vegetable next to it. But that was the whole thing. Yeah.
I've definitely housed 2 lean cuisines in a row. I was like, okay,
two at a time. I would put them on top of each other in the microwave, just 2 boxes at once.
I liked lean pockets. Like I was into hot pockets, and then I was like lean pockets.
Though, it's so hot. Like shout out to Jim Gaffigan. It's right. It will burn your mouth. It will destroy your mouth. It's
100% true. I burned the roof of my mouth recently on hot chocolate, and I was so upset by it because I tried to eat a popcorn after that and it ruined it.
Well, also, you're going to spend the next 3 days just licking the roof of your mouth.
Totally. And then the skin falls down and you're like, cool.
Yeah. You know what I just remembered? My mom for a long time, there was Lunchables. A lot of them.
Oh, interesting. I always wanted that.
They were good. All of them were. The only good one to me was the bologna one. Because there was like a ham one.
Yeah.
And with processed like ham like that, you always occasionally got the weird like fat line that was chewy. And the same one with the turkey one. You'd occasionally get like just a wrong, you'd look at it and you'd see like turkey and then this bizarre gelatinous stripe through the middle. And you were like,
yes.
But bologna was consistent. And it came with American cheese. And man, I would crush 2 of those at a time all day.
Bologna is a great throwback. So deeply underrated.
I once was talking about this with a comic, and he was like, it's the saddest of all meats. And I'm like, yeah, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's good. Just a white bread bologna sandwich. If you are lucky enough to own Swiss cheese, it was like that shit's great.
It's so good. And I think it's consistent because it's so processed, and it's like a thin hot dog.
If you look at Oscar Mayer bologna, you never see anything different than just that one plane of color.
Yeah.
There is no, I mean, The flecks don't get bigger or smaller. The ridge is uniform. That is baloney, period. The top slice is the same as the bottom slice.
Yeah, and I honestly could give a fuck about what is really in it. I don't care at all.
Look, once you get into this kind of food, you're not a reader. Like no one flips the package over of bologna and reads it. That's not what we're doing. We're just like, I'm hungry right now. I don't care about myself. I want food.
Yeah. I know what this tastes like.
I think that kind of eating is not like, this will be good. You're just like, I want food. There it is. It's cheap. I want food.
Yeah. I mean,
no one's home. Like, were you a latchkey kid?
I don't know if I was. I did a lot of after school care programs.
Okay.
Both my parents worked.
Right.
But I think my mom was always able to be home.
See, there was just no one home. Like, my mom probably didn't get home till like 6. So there was just no one home. And so it was just the things I would eat. Like, if I wanted like something sweet, I would just eat a can of Comstock cherries that you would use for a pie. I just eat the can of it.
I mean, that sounds great.
By the way, great.
Yeah.
Do it tomorrow. You'll love it. Or like, I would just put powdered sugar and butter on white bread.
Yes.
And just eat it like that. There weren't like dedicated snacks. I would kind of have to create something on my own. But the thing about Funyuns is they weren't in my house. Like, they were technically a snack, but they were lunch. Because in high school, I was allowed to leave campus. You were allowed to leave campus past a certain grade, I think.
I'm so jealous.
So me and my friend Tron and my friend Pedro and sometimes Steve, but he started getting cooler. So he would sometimes stay at school with cooler people.
Yeah.
To play basketball.
I mean, staying at school doesn't seem cool, but go on.
But they're like more attractive people were there, like girls and stuff. So we had no expectation of that. So me, Tron, and Pedro would go to this liquor store that was like 3 blocks from school. And I would get a bag of Funyuns. That was like not the small bag. There was like the in-between. Yeah. A small one, a medium one, and a big one. I would get the medium one and Welch's grape soda. And that's just what I had for lunch every day.
Oh, grape soda. Underrated.
Grape soda is great, but by the bottom of the can, you really just start to taste the can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also will preface that by saying I did drink Robitussin in high school. So I was like very into
grape
that
Robitussin's
flavor.
Great.
It's delicious. I like a grape flavor. I really fucking vibe with a grape flavor. I also, a lot of the controversial flavors, grape, banana. I don't really care about banana, but I won't turn it down.
I don't care about banana, but grape to me, it's the fakest. It's the least connected to the actual flavor. Like I've never drank grape soda and thought of grapes at all. Even Welch's grape juice doesn't make me think of grapes. And Welch's grape juice is delicious.
They base it off of, I think, like Concord grapes. But here's the truth. Grapes don't taste like anything.
Not really. They're just kind of, there's like a sweet and sourness, but they don't have a distinct flavor like a strawberry or a raspberry or a blueberry.
No, even a blueberry though, you know what? The flavor is in the skin. And it's not in like the center. So the more like jelly in the center, the least flavor it has. So I've
gone through very long grape phases though, where I've just eaten.
Have you?
Well, I used to love to put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And eat them, but I love grapes. I'll eat grapes all day. They're delicious.
Have you ever tried the thing? Cheese? Oh, grapes and cheese. Oh, you're fancy.
Well, I was like a freshman in college, and this photography student asked me and the girl I was dating to like if she could photograph us like at a whatever diner or something. Yeah. But we went to her apartment and she had grapes and cheese out, and I was like, whoa. I was like, are you from France? Like, it was crazy to me. And it was delicious. I was like, I've never combined fruit with dairy. Like, it was so weird to me, but delicious.
Yeah, I don't think I realized that you could have hors d'oeuvres or what was considered hors d'oeuvres anytime you wanted until I
Yeah.
was like a fully grown adult.
Yeah, like not like people that understand life have that stuff just like around. There's
Yeah.
like because you can leave cheese out forever. So they just like rich people just there's like nuts on the counter or just grapes and like a little cheese, and you walk by and you're like, oh, you have a little snack. Whereas like I think people like us were just like, no, you gorge, you eat as much matter as you can, and then you just go lay down or whatever, and then you wait and do it again.
Oh, if I'm eating cheese, if there's a charcuterie board around, I'm out for the rest. Like, give me an hour and I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm sleeping. I'm not going to be up. There's no way.
What was it? There was a restaurant we were ordering from early in the pandemic that I don't know if it exists anymore, but they had just a charcuterie board. I would just order that and eat it and not share any of it.
I love that.
It came with like fancy honey and shit.
Ooh, yeah. When they put honey in it, Bristol Farms has some great charcuterie board ingredients.
Also,
shout out
those boxes of like the summer sausage cheese box with the mustard.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I asked that years ago, someone was like, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, I want that. And they didn't believe it.
Oh, wait, you cut out for a sec. Okay. I don't even know what we were talking about. Ruining my life. The internet ruining my life.
Grape charcuterie.
Oh, charcuterie. Yes.
Bristol Farms summer sausage boxes.
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
Also, it zoomed in on me after you left. Do I look like I live in the room of an extreme hoarder?
No.
Like, holy shit. I'm not smart enough to back up this visual.
It's an office. It looks like an office.
Okay.
of an artiste.
Sure. Okay.
An artiste's office. I'm just gonna keep saying artiste.
Like that stickers in there.
There you go. Also, Kevin has a sticker podcast that everybody should. A sticker
is the giant version of this little guy.
Ooh. Yeah. That's a good plug.
Check out that show that hasn't been updated in over 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a backlog for a reason.
Plenty
I think people enjoy
a backlog?
backlogs more than I thought they did.
Yeah, I will say when something's made by just a person, I do get frustrated when I have to wait.
Yeah, I'm like, I will binge on things that like intrigue me. So like I will honestly go through every video.
I take like 6 months off of like my favorite murder so I can then just listen to them together while I work. Because waiting a week is torture.
No, I totally agree. I do the same thing with TV shows too. Sure. Like we will resist on watching, like we resisted Yellow Jackets until we could watch the whole thing.
Although I couldn't slow down when it came to Emily in Paris. I had to find out. I love that show.
I haven't watched the new season.
It is just pure white escapism, and there's no stakes, and everything just looks nice. It's just pictures of Paris and really nice clothes. Everyone's well dressed, and that's all. I don't care.
I mean, I love that. I'm in the Vampire Diaries universe right now.
I tried with that for a while. It got so crazy. Like that show is wild.
Yeah.
It's just so intensely sensual. I don't even know if it's sexual. It's sensual, which is worse.
Yeah. Well, every vampire thing is pretty sensual. Also, CW is so big on bad age gap. Like basically there's always a teenager who's hooking up with someone who's a fully grown adult.
I thought you meant True Blood. I've never watched Vampire Diaries.
Got it. No, I watched True Blood.
So intense.
No, True Blood was all sex. I mean, all vampire stuff is sex.
I think we stopped right before a friend of mine was on it, was going to start taking her clothes off. I was like, I can't do this.
No, I know you always pop up in the shows that I end up watching. And
awful. It's awful.
It's so funny because
It's
I'll just be
awful.
like, were you in Lucifer? Because I just blew through that fucking show.
Well, I stopped ever saying when I'm going to be on a thing because I never know.
Right.
And it's so corny. Like, hey guys, check me out on like why.
I
Like
love
either
it.
they don't watch the show, so you're going to watch one episode of something, or if you watch it, you saw me. Who cares?
Well, it's also, I mean, you end up in a lot of escapism shows, like, and so that's really my vibe. And I think that's why you end up popping up in all the shows that I watch, because it's all shit that I'm just like, I want to live in this world. And then I'm like,
I feel like a lot of my career are shows people go, yeah, I watch it. I don't even know why. I just put it on. They're like, I don't know, man. I put on NCIS and I fall asleep to NCIS. And then they're like, were you? And I'm like, I was.
It's so funny. I mean, it's true. It's totally true. I mean, solid, but then it's like also funny because it's like, I watch it to escape from my life and then my life infiltrates it because I'm like, oh, it's my friend. And then I'm like, I can't do this.
Nope. I can rarely watch a show. Also, if I know a person in it, I'm so annoying to watch it with.
Yeah.
I've also, in the last year, I've started to realize I am awful to watch things with because I just want to pick apart the whole thing. I'm always like, ugh, they shot this in the morning. What a nightmare. I'm like, Jesus, beach. That's that beach in Malibu. Everyone shoots at in the morning, freezing. These poor bastards are freezing their asses off right now. Like I pull apart.
Are you talking about Matador?
Just any show. Any show, they all shoot at Dockweiler Beach or whatever it is in I forget what it's called. It's where Destiny's Child shot that one. There's like one shot of them on the beach. It's a beach everyone uses. Got this amazing cove and a cave and shit.
Wait, that's Matador.
Yeah, I've shot there. Every beach shoots. If it's at the beach, it's probably there.
I've gone there so many times, and there's like always 400 photo shoots, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and you have to be there at 5 a.m. So you're driving from Los Feliz to Malibu. You leave at 4. It's a nightmare.
So
I just ruin whatever we're watching. Where I'm like, I wonder what state they shot this in. I'm like, you can tell this is Vancouver. Like I ruin everything. I can't shut the fuck up.
I don't know as much as you do about all of it. So I like to do the same thing though. And if I know someone in it, I'm such a nightmare. I just sound like that person. I just sound like that person who's like, that's my friend on TV.
When we were watching Impeachment, my friend Annalie played Paula Jones.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't, because she was so good.
Yeah.
And so the whole time I'm like, oh, this is great for her. She's crushing this. I was so happy for her. Because she's one of the most talented people like in the world.
Yeah.
And people like this was like, oh, they're finally going to see how epic this person is at acting. And I just wouldn't shut up. I was like, oh, that was a great scene for her.
No, exactly. I get that way too. I'm like, I start rooting for my friend's career as I'm watching, and I'm like, oh, they really set her up for success. Like,
I'm like, this is going to get him more work.
Yeah.
Like, I saw Kirk Fox on Res Dogs. I was just like, oh, he's done. He gets a decade out of this show. He gets a decade of guest stars out of this show.
You're like, oh, you can just really tell that they love him.
This is what I always say this. I'm always like, you know what? I bet they only had him for 1. They brought him back for 3 more. Like they saw him. They were like, wait, this is easy. Just put him in. It's still, it took a while for me to realize, like it took a while for Marcelle to finally be like, I need you to shut up. Like earnestly, she'd be like, please stop. I was like, yeah. Like it's embarrassing. I would get embarrassed. I'm like, yeah. Like no one wants to watch TV like that.
I mean, I do. So, but I get it. Nobody normal wants to watch TV like that. So that's fully fair. Yeah. Okay, wait. So I want to do another round of 2 truths and a lie, and then we have to play Fuck, Marry, Kill Polly because it's the most fun. Okay, so here's more Funyuns facts. We've got the first one. Parade magazine encourages you to flavor your Thanksgiving turkey with Funyuns.
Agree.
2, Funyuns were originally named Oniums. Funyuns
Also good. I feel like, okay, what they should have done is made both and became their own competition. And then you get the whole fucking market. You completely neutralize sour cream and onion Lays and any other like onion competitor. Oniums and Funyuns. Also, Oniums sounds like a cool Japanese snack.
Yeah.
Like that was a misfire. That was a total misfire.
I know.
You got a graphic designer right there. Just make a new package. Although
literally
you'd have to hide it. You'd have to send it from maybe a different state so you didn't notice the same plant. Like, wait a minute, both these are from Pittsburgh? What the fuck?
Well, most of this doesn't make any sense. Like most of like whatever logic they had makes zero sense.
I would love to watch a show about like a snack company. Like a scripted HBO level, like competitive snack making people.
Interesting.
It's such a weird world. Because I feel like candy and the people that make like cake and stuff, while it's part of that huge conglomerate, disgusting Monsanto food industry.
Right.
There is still somewhere in that company, someone whose whole goal is just sending delicious love. You know, I pictured like the sweetest person who's like, is it tasty enough? Like, they're just like, it's for, this is the holidays. This is little kid. Like, they care deeply. And they're not on the science side where they're like, we got to put more guar gum in this. Otherwise, our cost goes through the roof.
Totally. Yeah. I would love that. I mean, also because like no matter, and that's part of why I love snacks and desserts, because like you can't be involved in it without a certain level of whimsy. Yeah. And like there has to be that. And so anytime you take it too seriously, you're like, okay, well, we're literally making fiddle faddle here. So can we just like take a fucking breath from your weird ego? I went
on the It's It website once, the ice cream sandwiches.
Yes.
Because I wanted the sweatshirt. They make an incredible sweatshirt.
Well, their design is really good.
Yeah. And I was like, and you could order from the website. You can order straight from the company. And I was like, should I just buy a case? Because it was like 50 of them. But the shipping was insane. Because they have to ship it like frozen in like a freeze-dried frozen box. So the case was like $24 for like 50 of them. I was like, fuck, that's amazing. Shipping was like $90.
Whoa, that's so good to know, because I've thought about buying ice cream. There's this company.
The sweatshirt, dude. The sweatshirt it's just a giant ice cream sandwich right in the middle, and it says "It's It." What a masterpiece! I may buy one today.
Do it.
I remember it.
I want to make merch for snack time that's just pictures of food.
I mean, I am a huge fan. My friend is opening her own sandwich place in the Valley. And I was like, I'll draw a sandwich for you. Because I love those. Like, I love like a small town, like burger place or a sandwich place that their merch is just the name and a fucking drawing of a burger or a sandwich or something.
Yes.
That to me is like, that's like the only form of like America that I can like be stoked on. Where I'm like, they knew a guy. They're like, she draws great. Just send her a picture of our best sandwich. And like, they did it and it looked incredible.
Ugh. I love that. Yeah. I like the idea of like a beautifully illustrated bag of flaming hot Cheetos, like with like great shadowing.
My friend Taylor is a brilliant artist, and he occasionally will like, in his paintings, you'll see like a bag of Cheetos or like stuff like that. And the way he does it is so satisfying. You're like, you cared about this.
I love that.
Like, he's not fucking around.
I would have like, if I could have like a Twizzlers versus Red Vines scenario where just like, I mean, there's no way. And wait, what's disgusting?
Twizzlers.
Okay. Wow. You're from California. Can we just be clear? You're from California.
Sure.
So you're biased. because you grew up eating this trash.
There was Twizzlers at every movie theater. You could choose Red Vines or Twizzlers.
Yeah. And guess what? If you made the correct choice, you would choose Twizzlers. How is it? How? Why would you eat something hollow? That's not even a good texture.
Okay, it didn't taste disgusting like Twizzlers. And if you really wanted to party, use it as a fucking straw. Welcome to real life.
That it's never been, Twizzlers, even now, I once worked in an office where they had a huge thing of individually wrapped Twizzlers. And if you opened a drawer at my desk, all it were Twizzler wrappers. Like it was like,
remember those. I would never, even in an emergency, I wouldn't do a Twizzler. I do a Tootsie Roll before a Twizzler, and I don't like Tootsie Rolls, except the fruity ones.
The fruity Tootsie Rolls, again, underrated.
The vanilla one, I've eaten thousands of those because no one wants them. And I don't remember where they were, but somewhere I worked had like, the plastic jar, and everyone was eating the chocolate ones, and I would just go and look around and just steal all the fruit ones and hoard them and then eat them.
This massage place that I like around the corner, this like small Thai massage place, they always have a bowl of the flavored Tootsie Rolls. And so it's like, I'm always just like a fucking slob after I get a massage and just like grab a handful. And I am like, I don't know what to tell you. These are so fucking good.
I'm thinking that actually the last place I got them was my chiropractor. Like she had a jar. Here's her card. Amazing. Dr. Deborah Yerman, great chiropractor in the Valley.
I haven't been to one in a long time.
Jar of the Tootsie of the fruit Tootsie Rolls, and I would sit there be paying for the session, and I would just be like shoving as many in my mouth as I could while standing there, and then taking a couple more. The orange ones, dude.
That's the joy of being an adult, is that like you don't have to pretend like you don't want to grab a handful. I got my hair done recently, and in the bathroom they had a bowl of mints, and I like individually wrapped the Lifesaver ones. Okay. And I literally dumped it into my hat.
Those white ones on every TV set, if there's love scenes, those are the MVP.
Really?
You have to make out with somebody, you just put that in your mouth, keep it in the corner, and you can and you don't have to worry. Like those I worked on a show where there was lots and lots of love scenes, and there was a bowl of those by camera. There was a bowl at craft services. Like they were everywhere, and the makeup people kept them in their pockets to give to the actors during like shit. Yeah.
They're very fucking good too. They're like good candy. I just loaded up and then I refilled it for them because I opened the drawer.
The greatest doctor's office or restaurant cashier candy are Andes. Chocolate mint with the mint in the middle.
I couldn't disagree more. I really couldn't. I know. But I got to be honest. I could not disagree more. I think that's actually a mistake.
Are you insane?
No, I don't like chocolate and mint.
You don't like chocolate and mint?
Well, I don't like it I don't like chocolate bars when they have like a mint, any sort of mint center. I don't like Thin Mints, or no, I love Thin Mints, but I don't like peppermint patties. I don't like, none of that is good to me.
Peppermint patties are, to me, the best peppermint patty is the tiny one, because the big one, by the time you get to the end, you're like, I don't want another one of these for 6 months.
Exactly.
It's really intense.
I don't like it at all. Andes is maybe the best version of whatever that is, but it doesn't compare to Buttermints.
I bought a box of them once. Like from a restaurant, not even like from a store.
Stop.
It was a restaurant I liked. It was Astro Diner.
Yeah.
In Silver Lake. And I was just like, hey, can I buy that box? They were like, oh, okay. Because they were 25 cents a piece. The lady was like, okay, there's 20. So $5. And I was like, great. I just bought it and took it with me.
Wow. I mean,
that's what I do with money. That's what I want. If I have extra money, that's what I do with it.
I like that. I respect that deeply. Okay, I want to play fuck, marry, kill, Polly.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, in terms of they do have onions, they sell at the Dollar Tree, and it's a separate brand that they weren't allowed to name it because it was already a thing. Just saying.
Wow.
I know. And then also just another fun fact about what they're called they only sell them in America for the most part. But in Brazil, PepsiCo Frito-Lay calls them cebolitas.
Huh.
So if you ever go
Like
to
cebolla.
Brazil.
Isn't cebolla onion in Spanish?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't speak Spanish. So I
Neither do but,
honestly,
like, they made you learn at least the food in high school.
I mean, that's great for you. I tried to claim that I had a learning disability that only applied to languages.
Right.
And I like brought in paperwork and they were like, this isn't real.
Meanwhile, like Dutch 4-year-olds speak 5 languages.
I know exactly. I was like, I'm actually just incapable of paying attention in Spanish class. So this won't work. Okay, so we have 3 different categories of fuck, marry, kill, Polly. The Polly, let me explain that piece to you. So you have fuck, marry, kill. Your poly partner is who you share with your married partner. So they don't have to interact with each other, but they're more serious than a fuck, but they're not your primary.
This is woke bullshit. Jesus.
I mean, look, all I'm saying is that everybody get on board with non-monogamy. They're persecuted.
The only hidden camera thing I think I would ever do is put like a GoPro in a corner and then bring up being polyamorous to Marcelle so everyone could watch me get punched in the face.
Yeah, I mean, if God bless the people who do it and are happy with it, and there is no judgment. I feel like they think that people are like looking down on them. And it's like, literally, I don't think that's
I just want to ask 30 million. I don't look down on them. I'm like, it's like a person that can solve Rubik's Cubes in 15 seconds. I'm like, yes. How did you make this happen? I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, how do you shape your brain that way?
How do you say you're going out to run errands that many times? And you're just like, and everyone knows what that means.
It's an understanding. People have different rules. It's crazy. So, I mean, you can make up the rules with this however you want. But the 3 categories are stupid name snacks, hard candy, and cheese flavored snacks. Mm-hmm. So here we're going to just start with stupid named snacks. And in this category, your choices are Fiddle Faddle, which we've mentioned, Screaming Yellow Zonkers, which is the other snack you wanted as your childhood snack, Poppycock, and then Cream Between Sandwich Cookies.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna marry Screaming Yellow Zonkers because I fucking I missed them. My dad loved them. Like, that's how I knew about them. They were his favorite. So like, you couldn't even find them a lot then. So when he found them, he was like, "Oh, they have them," and he'd buy them from a liquor store. So I'm marrying them so I can have them forever.
Okay.
I'm killing Poppycock because I think I remember it being really average. Like, it's just not good.
Okay.
I'm gonna fuck those cream-filled sandwiches. Those dirty pigs.
Do it. Those like off-brand.
They're soft. They come in that plastic. You can eat one of those in 2 seconds.
Oh yeah. I mean, also calling them cream between, like,
yeah.
And
like
guys.
Fiddle Faddle, I will poly because it's so much like Screaming Yellow Zonkers that you're like, you look identical. Like, I'm basically just like kissing your twin. Don't be mad.
But it's like sweeter, right? Is Fiddle Faddle sweet?
They're both really sweet, but Screaming Yellow Zonkers didn't have peanuts. So to me, the peanuts get in the way of what you're trying to eat, which is butterscotch covered, Fiddle Faddle's more caramelly, And I believe Screaming Yellow Zonkers is more butterscotch, which I like better.
I like butterscotch better too. People are also like so hot on the internet trying to find boxes of Screaming Yellow Zonkers, by the way. And you can get a t-shirt, but
but you can't.
Not really.
I think I looked for them like 6 months ago and I was like,
Did you? Yeah, it's fine. I don't know. I mean,
it's just butter. It's so much butter and sugar.
I am such a big fan of caramelized popcorn in any format.
I definitely feel like there was occasionally a box of those oatmeal cookies at my stepmom's house in the snack. And it was just like, I'm going to eat so many of these. Everyone's going to be mad at me.
Yes. Well, they were really good. They were also like, they were one of those snacks where you were just like, they're not amazing, but there's something that makes
There's something going on there that where you would eat a lot of them, but and then you were like, I have just had so much sugar. I actually want water, which is rare.
Exactly.
Like,
I know.
There's a few snacks where you're like, I actually want to drink a bottle of water right now because I've taken in so much sugar. I just need to dilute it so it's not all in like one area.
I did that the other night. I went to the movies and I got popcorn. I brought with me Nerds Bites.
Yeah.
And also, what are they called? Now and Laters.
Wow.
And I ate a lot and
fillings. You just don't like the fillings in your teeth.
I know. I was like, exactly. I know. I don't know why I'm so fast and loose with these expensive teeth. I really don't do myself any favors. Anytime I like eating popcorn kernels too. I know it's such a nightmare. And every time I do, I'm always like, it's fine. And it's like, it's probably not going to be fine, but
filling out not that long ago, eating candy. I felt it. Well, luckily it didn't, I didn't swallow it. And I just went to Shaylin McDonough, the comedian dentist, and he fixed my teeth.
I ripped a crown out in October eating a frozen dot.
Mm-hmm.
And I crunched down on it. And that was $600.
The last movie experience I had with Marcelle, we went to see something and they have like a giant pretzel situation at the Glendale movie theater. And I was like, can I get one of those? And Marcelle was like, yeah, me too. And the lady was like, it's kind of meant for two people. Just, and I was like, because we didn't know how big it was. And we were like, oh no, we'll okay. And we both got one. They're like the size of a truck tire.
Oh my God.
We got two of those and like 2 Cokes and a small popcorn. It was $60. Like our trip to the movie was $100 somehow, mostly because of these 2 pretzels. I think the pretzels are $22 and they were huge. It's an entire meal. It's not a snack.
I love a novelty size snack. I mean, I really fucking love a novelty size snack. I would be so interested in that.
Yeah, it was good. It was huge.
Was that the Glendale Galleria or the Americana?
The movie theater at the Americana.
Oh, fuck. I gotta go now.
I mean, the thing weighed over a pound.
I love that. Did you get a dipping sauce? Great. I just want to make sure you were doing it right.
It's so big you can get nacho cheese and then you can do a lot of mustard also. So it's like you basically bought 3 to 4 pretzels, soft pretzels.
Was there a sweet option?
I think you could. I don't remember if there was a sweet pretzel option, but I bet you there was.
I mean, I vibe with a sweet pretzel. I like
there was
variety.
Probably a cinnamon option that had like a caramel dipping sauce, maybe. But again,
the caramel dipping sauce. I mean, I'm here for that. I will spend money.
We made a mistake immediately because it comes in a pizza box. It's like it comes in a full, like a large pizza, about a medium to a large pizza is how big it needs to be to fit the whole pretzel.
They didn't have them like hanging in the back where you could see.
The way it couldn't hang, it's too soft and heavy. It would just break in half.
That's so fucking funny. I love that. I feel
It's
like
not a hanging situation.
I'm gonna take a chance and I think I would marry, well, I would marry the Screaming Yellow Zonkers because you talk them up and it sounds like they're worth the chance.
I'm bummed you can't.
I think I would fuck the poppycock.
Wow.
And I know. And I would kill the fiddle faddle.
Mm-hmm.
And I would reluctantly poly with the cream between sandwich cookies. And because I want the variety.
Right.
But I probably would only want to see them like pretty rarely.
Well, the cream one, the cream oatmeal sandwich cookies, they're a dirty, dirty whore. So like, you're not proud. You're like, yeah, I was a little crazy in my 20s, like that.
Yeah.
Like I used to get wasted at bars. I don't know. It's everyone does it.
Yeah. It's not like, I don't want to present it to the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everyone has a person that you're like, I shouldn't have done that. But you did.
Absolutely.
And that's what those oatmeal sandwich cookies are.
The cream between.
Yeah. There's no expectation that they are truly good for you, made with anything natural. Like nothing can stay that soft for that long without having who knows what. I mean, it's probably mostly a gel. That cookie's probably mostly a gel.
Yeah. And I'll say this. I've bought xanthan gum before to put in sauces and I don't give a shit what you put it in. It's great. I'm a big fan.
Sure.
Okay. So the next category is hard candy.
Okay.
So here we have, I don't know, it's going to be a toss up. So we've got root beer barrels.
Wow.
Jolly Ranchers.
Okay.
A watermelon blow pop. And a candy cane.
Okay. Fuck a candy cane. Like just because it's Christmas, like kind of, and not the whole thing. What psychopath finishes a candy cane?
I do.
Break the top off, you shove the U shape in your mouth, and you hold it in there like a retainer, and that's it. Backwards.
What? I eat it fully the opposite. You have to hold the candy cane and create a fucking weapon with the bottom.
No. Fuck a candy cane. I'm not into it.
Wow. Okay.
So the candy cane's gone immediately.
Okay. All right. You're killing it.
I think I'm going to marry the Jolly Rancher because I've had a lot of Jolly Ranchers. Apple Jolly Rancher it's a classic.
It is. It is.
What was the other one? Not the root beer barrel. What was the other one?
Watermelon blow pop.
Great and sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're letting people know. No one eats a watermelon blow pop in private. You wait till you're in public.
Exactly.
And you're just like, oh, hey, everybody.
Exactly.
It's flirty. So I'll marry the Jolly Rancher. I will kill the candy cane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be poly with the blow pop. And I'll fuck a root beer barrel because it's too much. Again, it's like, it's too much. It's too much root beer flavor.
I love root beer barrels.
I love root beer, but it's basically a root beer barrel is taking a swig of root beer and then just holding it in your mouth for 30 minutes.
I mean, I like their shape. I think it's funny.
The shape is great. It's great. Okay. But don't they come in like they're not individually, are they individually wrapped? I remember.
Yeah, they're individually wrapped.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love a root beer popsicle. I love
a root beer popsicle is good. The root beer barrels are also a doctor's office type.
Oh yeah.
Candy.
I will say I did once drive like 40 miles because there's no A&Ws here. And I drove like far away to go to an A&W because I wanted the float and I wanted the t-shirt.
Where did they have one?
I don't know. It's like, Fullerton. Like you got to go out. City of Industry. Like if you're on your way to Vegas, you pass an A&W. It might not even be on its way to Vegas. I think I took Mike Black with me. I was like, do you want to go to an A&W? It's like 30 miles away. And he was like, totally.
Hell yeah.
It took us like, 45 minutes to get there. We ate for 15 minutes and then just drove back. But
I would
the
do that for a
t-shirt
Dairy
was
Queen.
amazing. Yeah, there's a Dairy Queen in kind of near Atwater, in Atwater.
What?
Yeah, on
No way.
On Fletcher.
Are you sure it's not a Tasty Freeze or whatever, Frosty Freeze?
I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure it's a DQ.
Because I feel like
Frosty Freeze is also good though.
No, it's not. It's so different. It's just not the same, and it's not good.
Okay.
And I won't change my stance on it.
Right.
I would do the same thing that you would do. I would marry the Jolly Rancher. I would kill the candy cane. However, I would poly with the root beer barrel.
Okay.
But I don't, because I have the choice. I can see them as often or as little. I would be excited. I think it's like a good, like, change up,
Right, yeah.
And then the watermelon blow pop deserves to be fucked. It's asking for it.
It's whoever invented blow pops, I feel like they should mention it every day.
I agree.
Like, no, we were just sitting around and they were like, suckers are suckers. You're not going to change it. And I was like, what about this? And I held up my wife's engagement ring and I was like, bang, suck on that. He literally said, suck on that.
Yeah.
Or she did. If it was a lady who had like a hot ring, she was like, suck on this. They're like, what are you talking about, Linda?
They're like, exactly.
Well, like, make it a ring pop. And you're like, fuck.
Exactly.
Blow pop has gum in it.
I know. It's like it's a 2-in-1. How is that not fun?
It's got gum in it. Like that to me was like a base. We had those at like baseball practice.
Yeah.
Like there was at every field, there was like a snack bar, and blow pops were cheap. They're like a quarter. So exactly. A blow pop is some of the best value. When you finally have sucked on it long enough to where it starts to fall apart and you get into the gum, my God.
Yeah. And if you want, you can just bite down. And they have like mega blow pops at like 7-Eleven that are just like obscenely sized. And those are my favorite. That's like a good driving snack.
I feel like the worst flavor was grape, but even that was good.
I loved grape. I'll eat grape any day.
Apple
I will
and
eat any flavor.
And strawberry were the best blow pops.
Apple flavored candy is not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. So I was never like, give me the apple. I will say this. I think the worst flavored Jolly Rancher is the blue raspberry.
I've never even had it because I think blue raspberry is disgusting.
It's not good. It's really bad.
Nature.
Huh?
Is there even a blue raspberry in nature? Raspberries are one color, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Not to get all JRE podcast here, but like,
No, you're absolutely right.
One color is raspberry.
That was one of those things they just like ran with. They were like, we've got blue dye and we know the kids will eat the shit out of this. So let's
like how white chocolate's not chocolate, it's vanilla.
Yeah, and I love it. I am a white chocolate.
I love it too. I had a long walk home from junior high. It was about a mile and a half. And it took forever, but there was like a kind of like a baker's sweet shop, like where you'd buy and I would buy the bag of those white chocolate discs that you use for baking. Yeah. I didn't know they were for baking. I thought that was just a bag of candy. So I would just buy the bag and walk home and eat it.
I have like bags of chocolate chips and baking stuff in my pantry. And when I want a snack, but I don't know what to have, I'll just eat handfuls of chocolate chips. And I love eating white chocolate chips. Yeah. And they had the some of the discs were like mint green. They were like minty white chocolate. Yeah. And they have ruby, they've got like ruby chocolate now too that like lets you, I don't know. It's supposed to, I haven't had it. I remember a pink one. See, I had a job in high school. I was a busboy. So I had like cash to buy kind of whatever I wanted, and it was great. I would just buy random food. It was delicious. I was a waitress. So I also had cash and I bought cigarettes with it. Right.
Okay.
Which honestly, it was great. It was
It's
truly,
kind of a snack. It gets rid of your hunger.
yeah, it's definitely a snack when it's paired with a Mountain Dew.
Ugh, Mountain Dew is great.
Mountain Dew. They've got
Mountain
fun
Dew.
flavors.
I don't. When people make like fun of Mountain Dew being like the white trash soda, you're like, first of all, sure, you're right, but also Mountain Dew's fucking delicious.
It's so good. They make fun
Although,
flavors.
if it's in the can, the second half gets gross because you do get the aluminum.
I don't really do a canned soda. And you know what? Put me on the cross. I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but like
Coke is the only really one that's the best. Squirt stays good long for a while.
Yeah. Sprite gets gnarly. Orange soda does well in a can.
Orange soda does pretty well. I don't know if you're old enough for this, but there was a apple slice.
You know, they're bringing, so you should, it's funny you should say that because I was literally at Ralph's the other day and there's a Kroger brand apple slice soda.
Sorry?
Yeah. There's a Kroger brand apple slice soda. And I was like, how is this here, but there's no brand name one?
Well, because I think it's like, it's just was all sugar. It was so sugary. Apple slice was delicious.
Yeah.
I remember, I have a distinct memory of watching a Super Bowl in the 80s. It was the 49ers and somebody. Paste picante sauce, salsa, chips, and a fucking 2-liter bottle of apple slice. And I was like, this is a great day. Just alone in my room watching the Super Bowl for the commercials.
That's so funny. Yeah. I mean, like, I was very tempted to try it. I didn't. I ended up getting Mountain Dew, but I did notice it. Mountain Dew is, it's just very fucking good.
If you put Mountain Dew over ice, I'm in the Caribbean as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, please. You put a lime in Mountain Dew, put a cherry in Mountain Dew.
I've never been to Jamaica, but I feel like that's what's up.
It's tropical. It's gorgeous. It's tropical.
You ever put Grenadine in Mountain Dew?
No, but that sounds really good. I'm going to go to a bar and ask. Bars never have Mountain Dew on them, but I would go to a bar and ask for that. I do like go to bars and ask for mocktails, and they're like, some bartenders think it's fun, and some bartenders are like, get the fuck out. So
they know you're not going to get wasted enough to keep getting a bunch more.
I know. And I always tip so well whenever I get something that's like a mocktail, and sometimes they don't charge me, which is gorgeous. And
I will say when in my 20s, I was always the designated driver because I didn't drink, and the free Coke was just the best. I mean, I just sit there and drink Cokes for 3 hours. It was great. Well, my friends just became deeper and deeper into their alcoholism.
I love that. I love being able to watch that journey for them. Okay, so the last category we have is cheese flavored. And here are your choices. We've got Ritz Bits sandwiches.
Great.
Doritos.
Okay. Sour
cream and cheddar ruffles.
Wow.
And cheddar popcorn.
Okay. Look, the Ritz Bits I'll kill them.
Okay.
Because to me, Ritz Bits are about peanut butter, not cheese.
Whoa. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I respect your choice, but interesting.
I'm going to marry the sour cream and cheddar ruffles. Those are good.
Those are so good.
That's a meal.
Yeah.
Like a bag of those it's a meal.
I mean, it's very fucking good.
It's very good. I guess. What was the not popcorn one?
Doritos.
Yeah, I'll poly with Doritos because Doritos are, to me. I was talking about this with Marcelle the other day. Doritos has the most devoted fans, period, of all chips.
Yeah.
People feel stronger about Cool Ranch Doritos and regular Doritos than any other chip, I think, on the market, period. I don't think it's even close. Because guess what you can do with Doritos? You can fucking run them through cream cheese. And it is incredible.
Yeah.
Because when people put salsa on cream cheese and it's good for like 5 minutes and it turns into a disgusting pink mess, Doritos is almost the same flavor without the mess.
I would also say, I mean, this is controversial, but I've eaten vanilla ice cream and dipped Doritos in them, the cheese ones, and I like it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay,
I guess I'll fuck the cheddar popcorn because every once in a while it is great, but it becomes there's something about popcorn that makes it hard to breathe. Flavored popcorn. I think the powder, you start to inhale it. So it's like, I literally have to start breathing through my nose because it's like my mouth air, like my windpipe is full of dust. You understand what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's not really like, I like the cheddar popcorn where it's like yellow and it's like glued to the popcorn itself.
Sure. Yeah.
That's like the kind that they give you when they give you the mix with like caramel cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my favorite kind of cheese popcorn, but like the white cheddar kind is not my jam.
That dust, I can't breathe.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I would probably.
It smells really strong too.
It does. It smells really strong. And I'm like, I don't know why. I don't know what this thought process was.
Yeah.
But okay, so I would say that I
think you're gonna marry Doritos.
I'm actually gonna marry the Ritz Bits.
Wow.
Because I know. I love it. I love it.
Look, I'm not going to talk shit. I've eaten a lot of those. A lot. Lots of them. But I would never buy them. They're always free.
I mean, I think they taste, Ritz are some of the best crackers on the market.
It's a home run. They hit a home run with a Ritz.
Ritz is like, it is so Ritz. Fucking good. And
Ritz by itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I
also down on the tongue, forget it.
Yeah. I love the weird powdery cheese that is in between like the cheese and crackers.
I've bought a box of Ritz, gone home, bought like relatively good quality cheese slices and cut them by hand into squares just to put them I'm like, no, we're doing a thing right now. I'm going to prepare and then just sat there and ate Ritz with cheese on them for as long as I could.
Fucking delicious.
They should be proud.
They should be proud. So I would marry the shit out of these Ritz Bits sandwiches. I would poly with the Doritos. And to be honest, I would probably split my time pretty evenly. Even though I'm a Cool Ranch person, I would say that I would poly with the Doritos because they're Doritos.
I think we're being honest. Cool Ranch is the best Dorito flavor.
Cool Ranch is the best Dorito flavor. Although I will say that sweet chili, I don't know if you've had them.
No.
Sweet chili is a newer flavor that they have, and it's really fucking good.
I feel like I'm old enough to remember when Cool Ranch Doritos came out.
Probably.
And I will be honest with you, it was an explosion. It was it was Beatles level, this changes everything.
Yeah.
It was all any kid wanted. It was all any kid wanted. It was always empty in a vending machine. It was Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. It blew our fucking mind.
I feel like I read or I knew at one point they called them American Doritos in other countries that. They're just called American. Mm-hmm. It's what represents America in other countries.
That's the foundation of making fun of white people for loving ranch. This ranch is too spicy.
Yes,
that starts with Cool Ranch Doritos.
Absolutely.
They're perfect.
They're so good. And you know what? I want to encourage Cool Ranch Doritos to keep trying to get every chip to be one of those perfectly seasoned ones, because
when you got one that was over seasoned, victory. And They're never whoever designed Doritos understood that they're not too wide to where they fuck up at the corners of your mouth.
Exactly. You put a whole chip in. You don't want to break a chip because it's going to fall everywhere.
Tostitos, have fun. Have fun feeling it for 4 days here. Just not only it creates a wound, and then it literally pours salt in it in one move, in one bite. You're creating a wound and pouring salt in it. Because it's the size of a coaster.
It's too much. It's not fun for me. I'm not interested. And I like a strong dip to chip ratio. Yep. So I like a smaller chip. I would fuck the sour cream and cheddar Ruffles because I would fuck them often because they're solid. They're super fucking solid.
They're solid as shit.
If someone has them at a party, there's not a chance I'm not getting in on them.
Also, you never get one that doesn't have enough on it. They coat those motherfuckers. Both sides.
Exactly.
It's not a one-side situation. They're coated. So there's a machine that does the top, and then somehow they flip them and they do the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would kill the cheddar popcorn because it's a toss-up. Sometimes
it feels like cheddar popcorn feels like a weight loss product to me.
It does. Well, they have a smart food kind that they kind of made it seem like it was healthy, and it's not. So
the microwave smell of cheddar popcorn fills your whole house.
I have never had microwave cheddar popcorn.
I have.
Wow.
You gotta shake it a lot. Sometimes you add the powder and shake it, but that smell fills your entire house. There was a guy who died of lung cancer because every night he'd watch a movie, he'd microwave popcorn and be like, and he eventually killed himself with it.
Wait, that scares me because I've been eating bags of popcorn every night for the last.
Yeah, I'd stop. Or make it on the stove.
Oh, interesting.
It seemed to be the chemical makeup of the microwavable popcorn that was the problem. But I'm also not a doctor. Although I am it makes me a doctor now.
A comedian's job
is
to be a doctor.
Drive the headliner to the mall. I wish I could.
Oh my God. That's a good note to end on. That's a good callback. I like that. This has been great. I love you always. And thank you guys for listening. Make sure you subscribe, get in on the Discord, chit chat. Let us know if you liked our choices or not. And I will argue. All right. Kevin, thank you. I appreciate it. And have a good day, guys.